Hello, Rec27, and welcome back to Combat Mission Cold War. Well, it's been a little bit of a breakaway, probably might be a week and a half for yourselves between videos by the time this gets released. It's certainly been at least that long, if not slightly longer, for myself actually getting to play it. So it is a very welcome return, especially as we were at a very exciting point in this mission when I had to leave last time. So, quick recap, this is the Valley of Ashes scenario. Where we are a Soviet force attacking some US-held German towns. We have got, or we had very few forces on map, but we're slowly drip-fed a tank company. We get a rifle motor company, and then later we will get a second tank company. Our initial kind of setup had been to drop a whole bunch of ordnance on the Americans, and then engage in a kind of a long-range tank duel where we can, trying to split up their forces. So you can see the Americans have got kind of one tank platoon set up on the shoulder of this hill with some supporting ATGM elements, and then they've got another tank platoon with AM supporting ATGM set up in the saddle between these two hills here, with some then mechanised infantry elements in both the towns. So I have gone ahead and played, I think about 4 minutes off camera where a whole lot of nothing happened, with the exception of a American air attack, which did nothing. They just blew up a piece of ground. And it's feeling that we just sat and stayed each other. But we're now on the magic 45-minute mark, which means two things. Firstly, my tank company and my motor rifle platoon have arrived, or motor rifle company have arrived, as you can see here. These guys are all set up in BMP2s, yes, and we'll talk about them in a minute. The other thing which has arrived, which I might just be able to see from the video, you might not, is that the sky is full of little green tracer marks. So these are just in the process of falling on our targets. Now, truth be told, I am slightly squiff with my kind of combined assault smoke plan, because you'll see my smoke delivery is actually 3 minutes away. So the idea was to drop a whole bunch of ordnance, smoke up this part of the American forces, and focus on this one. So we'll have to do what we can, but we might get some additional fire from here through kind of non-perfect timing. Alright, let's talk about the forces that have turned up. So yeah, fairly standard Rifle Company mixture of, we've got a couple of, obviously, platoons of infantry with some LMG support, some automatic grenade launcher support, and some AA thrown in for good measure. As well as that, we've also got some motorised, or mechanised AA, I should say, through this shellcut. I was going to call it this guy again, no, the shellcut over here. And that's about it. So things to talk about. So the tanks have kind of turned up, spawned, what you want to call it, and they're already pretty much facing off against this American position in the saddle. This guy actually can already see. So what I'm going to do is just slowly manoeuvre a couple of the other tanks from his company into position, as well as bringing around one of the earlier tanks into view. And likewise on this far right hand side, I'm bringing one of these tanks to the edge of the wood line where he's got view on this area as well. We're going to try and concentrate on that. The other immediate thing I'm going to do is I've asked a couple of the BMPs, so this one, and this one here, to pop smoke, just to try and protect them. In fact, I might do the same with this guy. He might be okay. Yeah, he should be fine actually. And I'm going to dismount everyone, right? I'm just going to get all the infantry out the BMPs, and I'm going to quite happily throw the BMPs into this fight. And there's kind of two main reasons for that. One is so they've got ATGMs on board. If they can get to use them, you know, that's some reasonable offensive firepower. Not much else to write home about apart from that. But if they can get them to kind of launch those at the enemy vehicles, then bonus. The other thing which is really useful is that they also act as additional targets. So if I do end up on the wrong end of the American ATGM, then I'd much rather took out a BMP than it took out one of my tanks, one of my T-60 4s. Yeah, T-64s. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is get all of them to get out. I'm less concerned maybe about this initial scrap, where I think we're going to be okay, although for the very first while we're facing off kind of 1v4 until we get others in position, but they are about to be on the wrong end of a whole bunch of ordnance, so hopefully that'll distract them. And then when we go up against this kind of saddle position, and we're kind of essentially having to bring our forces somewhat up this hill to kind of get views. Yeah, mix and match, bring in a whole bunch of BMPs, let them act as additional targets, and then whatever's left, after the next kind of 5 minutes or so, then we can start, grabbing whatever left, throw some infantry in it, and head off towards town. That's the general plan. Just do a quick check. So I'm going to have 4 tanks immediately facing on against that. I suppose the question is, do I want to bring this guy in as well? And I probably do. So you know what, let's just plan for that. We're talking about overwhelming firepower, let's not hold back. We'll bring you in. And then we'll have one on the right hand side. We'll have a few BMPs thrown in for support. Obviously we'll need to let the guys get out first. And then we have a whole host of ordnance. So without further ado, maybe let's just hit the big red button and see what happens. I wish I could view. Let's zoom in a little bit. Alright, let's go for it. I'm so excited for some big explosions. Oh, so it's not actually falling quite in the American positions here. Strangely quiet. There's a noise now. These rocket artillery, man. Oh! And that looks like a first shot from our tank. We'll go and have a look at that in a minute. And a return fire. And a lot more shots going out. Alright, I'm going to go back and watch the tank duel in a moment. Okay, that's some pretty satisfying rocket artillery stuff into the towns there. Less so on the hill. I think we've just missed the American positions there. And I will check over here, just see how it fell. We're not looking for. I think this is howitzer stuff over here. Less like to do some real damage. If we get lucky, it might take an ATGM. It's also very loud. I don't know if you guys can hear me right now. Say if we get lucky, it might take out one of these ATGMs. Probably not going to do much more, but kicking up dust, blocking line of sight, maybe picking off some infantry. All that is good. Right, let us rewatch this again from here. Oh, that's interesting. It was you guys that launched. It wasn't tank fires necessarily. Huh, okay. Talking about using my ATGMs. You don't seem to be popping smoke though. Alright. Or have you just flown it? Have you flung it that far in advance? Okay. I have maybe underestimated how far forward they fling their smoke. Right, so it's some ATGMs going out initially. Oh, we receive a hit straight away, but we shrug it off. Good old 264s. That shot looks pretty high. He's not got solid eyesight. Ah, there we go. Some more eyes out there. Get some hits, more penetrations. Oh, we got away with one there. Again, visibility seems pretty poor. You've got eyes, mate. I don't know why you're not firing. Oh, he's taking an absolute beating. Oh, we've got a penetration though. And there goes one of the BMPs. Oh, and one of our T60s. 64s. Okay. Still going, despite the absolute battering he's taking. So it looks like, I think we only took out one of the enemy tanks for all that. I have lost, what was that, one tank, one BMP, and one's probably on the way out if we're not careful. Yeah, it just looks like one burning M60. Yeah. Okay. But okay, that's not the end of the world. What we're going to do now is we're going to check all our sightlines. Yeah, I may have thrown, or maybe other people are starting to throw smoke around. Because what I don't want is to end up blocking our own lines of sight here. So can you maybe move out of the smoke? Are you going to be able to see there? Ish. 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 I can get you to move over slightly. If I just do the hunt thing. So if you can see someone, then feel free to stop and fire at them. I would quite like to come out of this smoke. Your sightlines should all be good. Let's get some of these guys involved. Yeah. Trundle yourself up there. Yes, I know you're very vulnerable. We did lose 2 of the BMPs. Okay. Sacrifices I'm willing to make. And again, push yourself forward. Push yourself forward fairly far. You're still getting people out. You were knocked out. I don't think you're going to have line of sight, actually. But that's okay. And you guys can maybe hold fast where you are. Good. I want to check what my mate over here is doing. And how your line of sight is. I'll probably actually need to run through and check everyone's line of sights. Do you know what? I'll go do that. I'll stick in a quick call. I'll check line of sights, make sure everyone can actually see targets, and then we'll go over the next minute and see if we can't overpower this little company here. Okay. There wasn't actually good line of sight out there from the right hand side without exposing ourselves to the forces on the saddles, so we may have to do without them. I also noticed that unfortunately our shell cut has bitten the dust already, which is a little upsetting. So I'm not actually sure what took him out. Possibly someone from over here, although that's, yeah, pretty likely. It's a bit frustrating there, but that happens. So let's maybe line ourselves up. We'll see what happens here. See if we can get some good offensive fire out. This guy's just been zoned in, man, taking an absolute beating. Oh, ouch. I mean, apparently he's just claiming he can't see anything. This has not transpired so well. Just another one more tank we've lost there. He's still on the go. But you are claiming not to be able to see anyone despite the fact that I know. Well, I mean, I don't even check this, I've done it before. You're definitely within line of sight. Oh, I said that and apparently you're not. Definitely feeling a best laid planned scenario here. Okay, let's push you slightly forward this way then. Right, well, where are my BMPs at? I need some help. The boys absolutely need some help here. Although I feel like I might just be trundling you forward to your death. But we need to knock out this in this section and then see what fighting force we have left. Alright. Let us go. Perhaps the smoke was the wrong answer and I just want to stay where I was and launch as many ATGMs as I could. Another loss. Ooh, some secondary explosions there. And someone's... No, can't spot the Americans. I feel we've just turned up and have just been shot like fish in a barrel here. Before we've made any spot, despite all our ordnance falling. Brain, cog spinning, brain working. So we have got. See, we're now even outnumbered in this little area. This was supposed to be applying our larger amount of force in a smaller amount of American section, and that's not been the case. We've barely managed to apply. In fact, we've never applied even force because our spotting has been so poor. We've always been fighting an uphill battle, the results of which you can see. And perhaps I messed up with the deployment of smoke, and that's really and that's mucked up my own sight lines for bringing additional support from some of the BMPs back here. Okay, do you know what? I'm going to do something which I don't often do. I might try and re-roll this. Normally I like to just kind of plug on and then see what we can do with whatever's left, but I kind of, I don't know, I feel like this deserves more. So what I am going to do is I'm going to quietly hit the reset button. I'll reload back up to the 45-minute mark, and we're going to go again and see if we can't tweak some of these orders, maybe not deploy the smoke, and see if that gives us a better outcome, and rather than furling our own sight lines. So yeah, let me jump away. I'll bring it back up, and then we'll go again. And we are back, and just like that, nothing ever happened, eh? So we are back on the 45-minute mark. I have made, well, one slight change, which I kind of thought off the fly, is I've taken the first tank company was here, the 3 tanks we got early on, and I had parked them in this corner, and just in the last 15 seconds of the previous minute, I pushed them around. As you can see, the Americans have already spotted, and you might not come in the video, but there is one American shell. In fact, one's already hit and one's on the way, so some early targets there. So we're still up against, what's that, 4 American tanks, I believe. So this just has given us parity, and the trick is making sure we bring in the kind of 3 additional tanks we've got here before we start getting knocked out. We do have some spotting, and I've even put on the target arc, but it's not great. We're still taking beats before we can really see what's going on. As per last time, I'm getting all the infantry out, except for these ones which I've somehow forgotten about. Yes, but we're going to use the BMPs as before as additional force and additional targets. I'm not going to throw the smoke. I'll let them keep their line of sights open, and maybe we'll get some ATGM hits. And that's about it. And I'm tempted. Not tempted. I'm hopefully this will go better. Because if it doesn't, I'm not entirely sure what the next answer is. In my mind, this was the kind of right way of doing things. Drop a whole load of ordnance on them. Get a maximum section of our force against a small section of theirs. And kind of try and rinse and repeat. But we'll see how it goes. Like I say, we should be relatively protected from everything over in the saddle. Another close hit in, right. Oh, that's wrong actually. We have exposed ourselves over here. Okay, not ideal. And that looks like an ATGM coming in. That's just rocket or tank fire. How's our vision? Obviously all the explosions kicking up dust hasn't helped. There goes one tank. Same tank, it looks like an ATGM. Hasn't taken us out. We cannot see anything at the minute though. So we are 2 tanks down for no returns. 3 tanks down. Just that entire company. Well, I'm going to say that was a pretty poor start to things. And I wonder if this dust and smoke is now causing us line of sight problems. Wow, that just hit 2 of our tanks in one shot. So the minute we are just taking American shells from these guys, and just cannot see them. That's insane. Oh, we've got sight of something at least. I mean, I'm going to roll it forward 1 more minute. I know I'm not moving any of my forces around. I'm just curious to see what happens with the spotting side of things. Interesting, it's the ATGM we've picked up here. Wow, okay. Interesting. Okay. Somewhat of a scratchy head time. Let's look at this guy. So you were doing our scouting, yeah. I need to see who actually had eyes on them beforehand. It might have been you who are now obstructed by smoke. But yeah, there we go. We just got. I don't think we took a single tank this time round. And we've got what, 2 left out of the 6 we had? Up against 4 Americans. Must be another way. So do we need to stick out? Oh, we don't really have any scouts. You know, have someone in the front of this tree line so we can get the guys more better radio information. And yes, okay, some of these definitely crept too far forward. That doesn't excuse the vast majority. Oh, we finally have spots from... I don't know who. Not our tanks, that's for sure. Just adding insult to injury with an air attack there. Our anti-A doing very little. Ooh, what are you up to? You're just doing recon stuff. Okay. This obviously did not work. And quite simply it did not work because we could not see our targets to shoot them. And we need to change that. But how? I'm not entirely sure. Okay, what I think I'm gonna do, because I want to make this work. because otherwise, I mean, I get forces have different spotting capabilities, and I know the US it has better spotting in its tanks, but I'm slightly concerned because on the face of this, it's quite a disparity in combat effectiveness, to be perfectly honest. You know, for the sake of other Cold War missions where if you can just park your US guys with good lines of sight, then you're just going to be able to have like 4 or 5 unanswered tank shots. I mean, granted, we're using T-64s now. I know there's other models in game, so it's not unanimous, but I don't know. So, tell you what I'm going to do is I'm gonna call the video to an end here. I might have a try and see if I can get this to work, maybe offline. Try a few different things. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this, because I am sure there are far better players in my audience than me, to see if there's something different we can be doing, because I felt like on paper this was going to work. You get a lot of our tanks staring at a small number of theirs, but it's not. Okay, right. Anyway, enough of my kind of rumbling as I try and wire my brain. So let's do that. I want to keep it this. We can do some learning as a community. Ping me your thoughts. I'm gonna see if I can get this to work offline, and then hopefully I can come back next time and we can find a way of making it work. Or maybe it just doesn't. Maybe when they say this is an incredibly hard scenario with the Soviets, they mean it, and we're just banging our head into a brick wall. But I'm not ready to give up just yet. But I will call that there. I hope this video has been okay, even interesting and educational. Can't win all the time. And yeah, please give me your thoughts on this, and we can maybe try a couple of things out. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.